The Social Network Movie Review. All of us know that Mark Zuckerberg created the phenomenon that is Facebook, now Meta, being the founder and CEO of the social media giant which has now ventured into the realm of the metaverse by renaming itself as Meta. Zuckerberg heads one of the largest web corporations ever. But how did it all start? How did the idea of Facebook originate? Many know that it was Zuckerberg who originally came up with an idea of connecting people through what would be the advent of social media in his dorm room at Harvard, but there is a lot more to it than just that. Hello and welcome back to our channel Film Zone. Before we begin, I would like you to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel, and also do not forget to turn on the bell notifications. With that, let's begin with this video. David Fincher's The Social Network attempts to answer those questions in detail. Adapted from Ben Mesrick's The Accidental Billionaires, the movie takes us back to the Harvard dorm room when it all started for Facebook. The movie tracks the complete story of the advent and early days of the social media company. Facebook was Zuckerberg's idea, but he was certainly not alone in it. He created a social networking site with his friend Eduardo's help. In the movie, American actor, director, producer, and writer Jesse Eisenberg played the lead Zuckerberg, with Andrew Garfield playing Eduardo. In 2003, Harvard psychology and computer sciences sophomore Mark Zuckerberg, Jesse Eisenberg, launched FaceMash to determine the attractiveness of female students against one another, with a Turing effect after he goes through a breakup. The site becomes an overnight sensation among Harvard students but steers controversy due to violations of Harvard computer and privacy policies and due to the network being brought down by the site's popularity. This, however, spurs further innovation from Zuckerberg and his close friend and business partner Eduardo Saverin, who together launched the Facebook in early 2004, which would become the world's biggest social networking site, Facebook. However, Zuckerberg is soon pulled into legal action and the destruction of friendships and business relationships through allegations of intellectual property theft and shared delusion of Saverin's stake in his partnership with internet bad boy and Napster co-founder Sean Parker, Justin Timberlake. Considered by many to be David Fincher's magnum opus, with an engaging dialogue-driven script from Aaron Sorkin, Facebook drama, The Social Network is still as relevant as ever just over 10 years from its release, given that we are truly in the age of the internet with the enormous power of social media and tech giants holding market power. An extremely well-directed and acted film, and the Oscar winner for Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Film Editing, and Best Original Score. The Social Network is a must-watch for cinema enthusiasts interested in looking at a time period where the internet was rising up again after its bubble burst in the early 2000s, and where whiz kids could easily find themselves transported from a dormitory room on the East Coast to the sunny, tech-driven Silicon Valley on the West Coast, only to face betrayal and conflict. Impeccably scripted, beautifully directed, and filled with fine performances, The Social Network is a riveting, ambitious example of modern filmmaking at its finest. As the movie makes abundantly clear, the facts behind its founding are in dispute, but without a doubt, Zuckerberg did create Facebook. Yet, far from celebrating this feat, the movie examines how a man who cares little about money became the world's youngest billionaire, yet lost his one true friend. The bottom line, a mesmerizing, bewildering, and infuriating protagonist makes this movie about Facebook's creation a must-see. The film has the potential to be that rarity, a film that gains critical laurels and awards mentions yet also does killer box office. Certainly, Sorkin, the film's director, David Fincher, and its heavyweight producers have crafted a smart, insightful film that satisfies both camps. The hook is the film's off-the-moment topic, but the payoff is its hero. Mark exists in his own world. He dresses like he just rolled out of bed and doesn't relate to people half as well as he does to computers, algorithms, and user databases. He finds people at best helpful to his creations or at worst annoying. He cannot speak civilly to anyone, yet has the verbal skills to hone in on sore points with his acquaintances. His oral jousting with the deposing attorneys is brilliantly rendered in dialogue, Sorkin presumably lifted from transcripts. The only character that comes off well is Garfield's Eduardo. The guy seemed to care genuinely about his ex-friend and is bitterly unhappy about his treatment by Mark. Everyone else is borderline manic, such as Eduardo's sweet and sour girlfriend played by Brenda Song. The production is the best studios can offer, with Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross's hypnotically repetitive score, Jeff Cronworth's fluid, sparkling cinematography, and Donald Graham Burt's pinpoint accurate production design all major pluses. There's no flaw here, so the film comes down to a mesmerizing portrait of a man who in any other age would perhaps be deemed nuts or useless, but in the internet age has his mental agility to transform an idea into an empire. Yet he still cannot rule his own life to the point he doesn't lose what's important to him. This movie about the creation of Facebook will appeal to media-savvy tweens and young teens, but there's so much sexuality, drug use, drinking, and swearing that it's a better fit for older high schoolers. The sexual content includes scenes of strip poker, a scene set the morning after a one-night stand, girls dancing nearly naked, and more. College students party a lot, so it's no surprise that there's plenty of drinking, often to excess. While teens will learn the value of being innovative, there are some very negative messages and role models in the movie. Ultimately, The Social Network isn't the typical genius entrepreneur biopic because it's really a story about the personal price of success.